screen again.
Right.
It will not get in.
Right, okay.
It's driving me nuts.
Now, the only time I've come across a Linux distro that didn't boot the first time was if the hard drives, any bad sectors in the hard drive.
I already checked. My hard drive's clean.
Right. That's the only time. Okay, friends, Zorin Linux in front of us. Okay.
Ah, I just booted it without using any graphics, etc. in front of me.
Yes, there's...
Now it's loading the Casper.
Yeah.
Now it's loaded up the black screen. It might do it.
Now,
without graphics.
What you see in front of you is obviously this is a live CD version. And the live CD version can cause problems depending on the model of the PC.
Didn't work. But I can't boot live and I can't even install it.
Right. And you want to run it side by side with Windows 2, obviously.
I can't even get it in. It won't install. It won't open. It just keeps going right back to the Zorin 32-bit boot the live system, boot live. Like the default's not even on that one.
You're booting it off the CD?
Yeah, I'm trying CD.
Right, okay.
And that's done. Alright.
So if I can give you a couple of things here run on it, but I will be covering it on a Friday night at a deeper depth, okay? What you see in front of you obviously is the installation icon. So if you boot from live CD, you have the option of checking it out, and then you can click the install button here.
Oh, freaking hell. I locked up the computer. Hold on.
Right. That is your trash bin, friends, and that is your live folder, and that is obviously your computer screen. If you go to start here and you go to system tools, you will notice that this particular one here, Zorin look changer, okay, which will change the look of the system to suit the person. If you click here, hopefully this will load up on the VirtualBox, okay. Here you have Windows 7, you have Windows XP if you're an XP user and you like the XP design. Basically you would click one and log out and log back in. Now how to log out is simple. By going to the bottom right hand corner, you will see where it says this is live CD, but if you install it you will see log out and log in, okay. It won't show it on the live CD, but it will show it once you install it. Obviously you have restart, shut down, hibernate. Means that if you're doing something on the computer, you can do this in Windows 7 anyway, and XP. You can hibernate, it'll go to sleep until you power it up, and it'll go back to where you left off. This is from switching from live CD, okay. I don't have this installed on this computer, but I do have it on two others. And that's system settings. Now, back to start. You notice here you have places and you have wine. Now this particular model comes with wine already built in. For those that don't understand what wine is, it's basically, it allows you to run a Windows application on a Linux distro. I have tested a number of them out, they didn't work. But this particular model here, on this particular type of Linux distro, has already put all the tools in place for it to work. Here you have your control center. If you click it, and I wait on it loading up on the VM box. Okay. Now you do have personal, okay. Now this would be the first thing that I would do is obviously I would scroll down to update manager, and this is where you update the system as you would with Windows and etc. Obviously the MacBook would be up here at the top left hand corner, a small Apple logo. So if I click Update Manager, it'll load up the Update Manager and it'll scan for updates. Okay, I don't want to update this because I'm using the VM box and it's not being installed on this computer. So if I click check for updates, it'll give me a list of updates here. Basically click install, type in your administrator root password, and basically the updates will start to install on the system. Okay, I've seen that dropped somebody has dropped the Skype call. I think it's Steve.
Yeah, it must be Steve.
So you also can go to settings here, friends, and you can set it to update automatically. Install the security updates automatically and it won't question them. Okay, now by default it is ticked for Ubuntu updates. It is checked for updates daily. You can also change that by clicking the button. It is good to get updates regular. Install updates, security updates without confirmation. You want to tick that box, same as you would with Windows Automatic Update. Or if you prefer to do it manually, you can do it manually. These are other software that is already ticked by default. You don't want to get pre-released updates, okay, because that's basically a system that is not finalized, okay. Some call it beta, and etc. These are certificates, okay, that are already in the system by default, and that is statics. The DOS, like of other systems and programs do from time to time, do you want to submit the information, and they say it helps them to make it better, okay. So if you were getting crashes, you would want to submit it. So they do look at it in the Linux distros. I do have a lot of faith on them. They do look at it, and to be honest, usually within 1 or 2 days they do have it fixed. So we'll close that down. So your update manager is the very first thing you want to do when you install it. After you install it, I would recommend, okay, you do have remote desktop here. You want to untick that, because you don't want someone getting remote access to your computer. Allow other users to view your desktop only if you need remote assistance. If you don't, tick that box, tick that one when you're installing it, and close it. Now, network proxies, you can use a proxy in this particular Linux distro as you can with many others. Personal file sharing, Bluetooth. If you have a Bluetooth device, you basically click configure, you point your device towards it, and you pair it up. Okay, it's very simple to use a Bluetooth device. Network connections, it automatically detects your Ethernet connection. Now, before I go to additional drivers, okay, let's go to personal. You do have a screensaver, and if you don't set this, you will notice within 5 minutes your computer, you'll have to type in a password. So you don't want to lock the screensaver unless you're going away for a number of hours and you don't want someone else in your home using your computer. Otherwise, you want to leave it unticked. You want to take a small slider, friends, and adjust it to suit yourselves. So the screensaver will stay off for 2 hours. You also want to go to power management and adjust your power management. Okay, you can put your computer to sleep. I personally set it to never, unless I want to walk away from the computer and you want to let it fall into sleep. It's designed to save power for batteries on laptops and etc. Now, that is a couple of simple things, because that can be a bit of a nuisance. Okay, Email settings. You can configure your email accounts with it. Obviously it's the looks changer for changing your desktop lookout. Preferred applications that you want to use. Okay, so basically if you want your web browser to be Google Chrome web browser, you can set it to it or you can change it. Google Chrome does come by default. It is a default web browser on Zorin Linux. Your multimedia is Banshee Music Player, but you can change it to suit yourself by the click of a button. That is basically the terminal. Most people will not even use it, but you can use it. Okay, you can use it. You can learn all the different bash commands as you would on the Windows DOS command. Accessibility for your visualization and etc. Okay, most people don't even go near that. And yes, obviously you have difficulty with your eyesight. Your date and time, okay. Text to speech, where you can have the speech program that you also have in Windows, can read out the text for you, and your startup applications. On Windows 7 we use the misconfiguration utility system. Okay, here on this Linux distro you use this. If you don't want Bluetooth monitor starting when your computer starts, untick the box. It's as simple as that. Okay, or you can remove it from the startup, or you can add. That way it does start within 8 seconds when you install it, which to me is good. Okay, so there's quite a number of things. If you don't use a printer, obviously you can untick it. So you can tweak it manually, or you can use the tweak system they have. After you get your updates, friends, most of us have a graphics cards, okay? And this particular one here is called additional drivers. If you're using a laptop and it doesn't recognize the wireless, well then obviously plug in your Ethernet connection, go here after you update it, and it will give you the drivers for your wireless for your laptop. If you're using a desktop and you click here and you're using an Ethernet connection, this will present you and scan your computer for drivers. So you can use it for graphics drivers. It will give you pre-released ones and also recommended. Use the recommended ones. I find that that works for me. Obviously, to configure a printer and set a printer up, click the button. And you will get the opportunity to add a printer. Okay, by clicking add a printer. Most Linux distros comes with quite a number of printer drivers already pre-installed by default. You shouldn't have a problem picking up your printer drivers. If you do run into a problem, they do have live support on their website, whether it's Ubuntu, Mint or this particular one. So setting up a printer or setting up a wireless printer is pretty straightforward by clicking add. If you want a network printer, it'll ask you. Okay. So if you're working away and you have a printer set up at home or the office, you can enter, or whatever, you can enter the URL or click network printer. So let's close that. That's straightforward. This utility, okay, is a handy tool. Here it will give you all your hard drives, and it'll show you if you plug in an extra device as an external device and etc. It does come with this particular firewall, which is straightforward. Okay, personally speaking, I would use something different. This does what it's supposed to do. This one, you can set it to let certain traffic out or certain traffic in. You can also, by default, incoming is denied. It won't stop you using the internet. You click on lock, you type in your root password, and you tick the small box enable. Quite simple firewall for a basic user. Already installed. You can use it before you get your updates if you're paranoid or you're worried about someone gaining access to your computer. Okay, so that was hardware. We have keyboard, mouse settings, and sound. Now, your sound devices, some people have problems with their sound devices. Okay, don't worry about this here. This is the one you want to go to, hardware. So you will see your sound. If you're using a graphics card, it will drop in here. If you're using the onboard audio sound on its own, it'll automatically be highlighted. So let's say you want to use a sound card. You'll see two, tick your sound card basically by right clicking and highlighting it. Okay. Then you have an input device. It is muted, but you can unmute it. Okay. And basically this is another way of setting up your system. Now an input device would be for your microphone. Okay, so if you're using a podcast microphone like me or a wireless one, it will show in here. Tick the box. You'll see that this one is ticked by default. Tick the box and unmute it. Move the slider up to give you obviously louder sound for your microphone. And your output is for the device for sound output. A lot of people with Linux do run into that problem sometimes. Also, here you have for testing your speakers. Okay, you do have for testing your speakers here. And basically, it'll play your speaker sound back to indicate your speakers are working. Okay, you don't need to change this. Test speakers. And don't need to worry about that's your applications. If you want to use Skype, it'll show up automatically. Okay, so hardware, choose your device to configure just by right clicking, highlighting it. Your input is your microphone. Move this up and untick the box, and you will see as you speak the levels going up and down. Okay, so that's how you set your sound. Obviously, you do that on most Linuxes. Another simple way of doing the sound, if you don't want to go to the control panel, is go to your speaker icon here and click on. If you notice, you'll see sound preferences. Open up your sound preferences and you can do the same. Exactly what I showed you on the screen. It'll bring up the same box. Okay, now when you're installing the Linux distros, you do get the option of encrypting your home folder. Or you can have it set automatically login, whatever tickles your fancy, whatever you want. Okay, I have mine set automatically login because I'm confident with the root password. And I'm confident that it's not in the hacker's dictionary. That's all I'm saying. And that's giving too much away. Okay. So let's come out of this. Okay. This one here is for testing your system. This will check your everything. It'll check your Bluetooth devices, programs individually. It'll check your graphics. And it'll check your sound card. I'll tell you if there's a problem. Okay. It does come with Java already installed. And as you update it, you update your Java. And it does come with Flash. This is for if you want to back up your system to a live CD or DVD or etc. You click the backup button. And it will give you the option of backing up your system. You've got your system monitor where you can view your processes and monitor your system state. And if you were to click this one here, you will see it'll tell you what processors you're using, what file system you're using, and what system you're using. Now, it says 2.6 here, okay, which is the kernel file. It'll say memory, processor, and etc. It'll also tell you what resources is running, and etc. Wireless drivers, if you happen to plug in your Ethernet connection, you can't find your wireless driver, you do have it on a CD, you click Windows wireless drivers and it will find it for you, give you quite a number of different options. Okay, that's the software center, we'll go to that in a minute. Now, the package manager is handy. On some Linux distros, the software manager, when it first comes out, can be a bit buggy, okay? Any that's highlighted in green are already installed by default. On the left you have quite a list of different programs. So if you wanted to harden the system up, well then you could type in a certain name of a program that you know, it'll find it, click apply and install it. If you don't find it in the software manager, you will find it in here. You'll notice on the left you have word processing installed by default and some aren't. World Wide Web, these are the ones that are installed by default. If you look in Opera, type in Opera, it will find it for you and click install. So let's close this down. This one here is for passwords and encrypting keys. If you want to encrypt a certain file, but you can use other programs to encrypt your entire system. So if I go back to the start here and I go to the software center and it ain't going to open. Okay, I'm using a VM box, friends. Obviously I have it installed on a few other computers. So let's see what's happening here. Software center. And let's wait a second to see what happens.
Oh, there's lots in there.
Now, in your software center, you do have quite a large number of packages. Okay, this is it opening up now. It'll probably open up twice, more likely. So let it load up and we'll see what's in it. So it's starting to load up. Okay, you will notice that most of us complain over the years of having to buy software. Okay, and people ask me from time to time, what is Linux? What is it? Okay, and the simplest way I can explain it to you is it does not require a license to use it. Example, if you were to use Windows 7 Microsoft, by law you do need a license to use it. Okay, some people use programs different ways. I say good luck to them. It's illegal. But if you're using it legal, obviously you need a license. If you're using the Mac, you need a license to use it. You either buy the software from Apple Store and it comes with the license with it. But Linux, you don't require a license. Okay, it is an open source platform. It doesn't require a license. Once you install it in your computer, it belongs to you. You can alter it, you can make apps for it, you can change it whatever way you like, and no one can say a thing to you. Okay, Steve. Now, let's close up. You will notice in front of us here in your software center, they call it, you have quite a number of different things. Example, Steve, don't call me. Steve, Jess will pull you in the wee minute, mate. Bear with us. Jess will pull you in the wee minute. Okay. Yeah. Accessories. Okay. Education tools or programs. Games, internet. Okay, so let's go through a couple of the simple ones.
Back.
Right, okay. Obviously, if you're a developer or a programmer and you click on the development tools, you will see quite a number of tools. Example, Java, debugging tools, libraries, Perl, which is basically a programming language, and Polygon, profiling, web development, and etc. And there's an all of 216. So if you wanted Java, you click Java, and here you will be presented with a certain amount of programming tools. Okay. So basically, if you're not sure what that one is, you click on more information. So let's go back to Java, more information. And it is available from the main source because I am using the live CD. If I wanted it, I would click use this source. Okay. Now, if I was to go to the internet, there's internet is in alphabetical order here. You have got chat programs, you've got web browsers, you've got file sharing programs, and you've got mail. So let's go to web browsers. Okay. Now, Opera gives us a choice of using more than one web browser. Some of the Linux distros have Firefox by default. This one has Google Chrome. So obviously, you know, you don't want to install another Google Chrome when you've already got the Google Chrome that works. Okay. It's here. It's already installed. So if you're a Firefox user, you can click here. Now I'm using the live CD and it will say use this source. But when you install it, it'll say install. You just click install. This is how your software center works.
Gotta be quiet.
So these are games. Okay, if you like playing games, you've got quite a number of different types of games. So basically, if you're playing cards and you like card games, you will see a list of them here. Just scroll down. If you're not sure what one is, click more info. And if you do have it installed, you will get a different reading of me. It'll give you all the details here, and it'll say install here. If you're using the VM box to test it, you're going to get this information. Okay. So you have 4,111 items, okay, which are free to use. You don't have to buy them. You've got tweaks where you can tweak different things. This one here is Ubuntu Studio controls for give you extra controls for controlling your surround system and etc. You've even got CD burners on it for burning. Any that's green will be installed by default. There's a Dell Recovery Media Creation Pack, free. And what happens is some of these Linux distros last for about 2 years and then they don't support them. Okay. But they do bring out updates of a newer version and they try to improve it as they go on. That's your software center, friends, and that'll give you the history of what's installed. This one here is something similar to Microsoft Office. It's free. If you're into doing word processing, spreadsheets, or you're a business person and you want to use it for accounting work and stuff like that. You've also got sound recorders. So let's close that down. Let's go back here. Now here is your file manager. And here you will see your downloads folder, your music folders, your pictures, videos, templates, public items and desktop. You will probably see it slightly different if you have it installed on your computer. That's your file system on your entire network and etc. You do have an antivirus program, or there's quite a number you can use. You can use Node 32 on Linux. Clam TK is the default one that they give you. It does scan your system for viruses. You will find it in your software center. If you go to your package manager in the control center, you can install a few other tools if you want to harden the system. Obviously I'm not going to tell you what I have on my computer, but you can. Okay, so it's up to you how much you want to learn. Wine, you want to update Wine, okay, when you first use it. This one here, and also you can configure Wine. You can configure Wine that a Windows XP program will run on it. Also, if you're a gamer, you can use Play on Linux. Does exactly what it says. It'll give you a list of games. If you play Call of Duty 4 or whatever online, you can run it on this system. You also can browse your C drive, your hard drive, for the Wine or the Windows programs you have installed, and install Wine software, and then you've got Wine tricks. Sorry.
What is Wine?
Wine is a program that allows you to run a Windows application. It creates a temporary Windows folder and keeps the Windows programs all in there, so they're not interfering with your Linux distro.
There we go, Windows 7. Perfect.
Now, if you click Create Wine, obviously I can't do too much here, friends, because I'm using the VM box, but I do have it installed on other computers. When you click Configure Wine, it will update. Now, I have tried to run iTunes on it. On other distros, it hasn't worked. I haven't tried it in this particular one, but when I do, I will do a video. If it works, I will tell you. If it doesn't, I will say so. So, if someone does install this and they do get iTunes to work with it, please let me know. Because I have tried it on Ubuntu. It didn't work. It kept crashing, and I tried it on Mint Linux, Fedora, OpenSUSE, and etc. Didn't work.
By using Wine?
By using Wine.
I just tried it now and it just crashed.
Right. That's what I was finding out. But
I just had it crashed off.
You'll notice there that I was going to try and update it. Obviously I don't have it installed. I don't think it will update, but we'll see.
It went through the update, and then as soon as I went to configure, it crashed.
Right. That's on the live CD or installed?
I installed.
Right. Now, obviously Linux distro guys will probably say, why would you want to run a Windows program on a Linux distro? Now, these would be your graphics applications, your Office, and your sound and video ones. This one here, friends, is a brilliant program for you use to burn the CDs. It will create audio CDs for you, it will create image files for you, so you can burn image. It will give you the same option as using a Windows burner.
Oh gosh, your microphone's killing us, Steve.
Right, this one here is Cheese Webcam. Okay, where basically it allows you to put your webcam on and take photographs and stuff like that. I think I've been refresh up page. It must have been disconnected.
Where did you find that?
That's under that would be under video tools. Okay, this would be Cheese Webcam here, and it would show your webcam. Obviously I don't have a device connected to it, so you're going to get this, but once you do, it'll automatically detect your webcam. This is Wine configuration, okay, where you can run Windows versions of XP and etc. You can add the application and you can run it that way. Graphics, audio, drivers, and etc. But to be honest with you, I've tested it out on a number of distros and it didn't work.
Cheese Webcam booth. What's that? Let's see if it finds my webcam. I can't find my webcams, they won't come on. Huh?
There is a program that guys use to broadcast on Block TV with Linux. You can do that. I just don't have the name on my head, but I will get the name for you for Friday night and let you know, because I will be doing this again on Friday night. Okay. System tools. Okay. Now, this particular one comes with a Ubuntu Tweak Center, where it gives you the option of tweaking your system. You can install extra programs with it. You can make your system go faster, and you can tweak it.
I see.
Okay, so your Ubuntu Tweak Center is for tweaking it. Backup tool. You also can use their browser, home folder, and etc. Okay, now, as I said before to start, if you're a Windows 7 user and you like Windows 7 and you want to test this ZORIN Linux out, and you want it to look like Windows 7, so you're comfortable with it, click Windows 7, log out, log in, your Windows 7. This would be the Chrome version, and this would give it the XP look. You can also set it to look like a MacBook. Okay, if you're a Mac user. Now, you can run this side by side with Windows, or you can install it on a hard drive of its own, or you can make up a USB boot up disk. It just depends what you want to do. You do need at least 500 megabytes of memory for it, as far as I know. I'll have to double check that for you. And you do need at least 8 gigabytes of hard drive space to run it. Now, at the bottom here, you will have your computer screen, your sound logo, your calendar, I believe this one is. Okay, so it comes with a calendar. Okay, you'll notice it's Wednesday, the 9th of May. You can add an event if you have somewhere to go, so you can use it, personalise it for your own benefit. This is live, okay, for chat accounts and etc. I don't know, I want to test something here. Let's load up this Chrome browser in the VM box. Let's see what happens here. Now, obviously, when you're using a VM box, you have what they call a virtual network, okay, which should allow you to do things like that if you're doing demos and stuff and trying to show someone this is what the system is, or this was what that's for, whatever. Let's see what happens. But obviously, when you install it, this is what you will get. It comes by Google by default, and it will ask you what search engine you want to keep. I like Google, so we'll highlight Google. Make Google your default browser. If you don't want to, you can untick it. If you want to send them static reports if it crashes, basically, if there's any bugs in it, start Google. Now, it will start up, as I said, it will start up a lot quicker when you have it installed on your computer. And they do say that it doesn't run as good on a live CD, this particular one. Alright, Alter, what about you, mate? Okay, so I like to offer you as a change, because I like to not only stick with Windows computers. Obviously I use a MacBook, and I also like to learn about all the different types of Linux distros. And I'm always looking for something that works for me. Well, friends, this one does work for me, believe it or not, on the other computers. Ubuntu, I liked it, but the latest version they brought out was too buggy. It might run well for someone. Okay, some people might test 20 Linuxes before they find one that suits them, but this one will suit the Windows users. Now, obviously, like everything else, hardware, the Linux distros are always trying to keep up with the latest hardware. So if you bought a brand new computer today and it's got the latest graphics card, yes, you can have a problem with it. Or you could be lucky and have no problem. So let me type something here.
You want to ban that name that was just in? The TITTYS I just kicked.
Yeah, I'll write that down.
Thank you.
I'll take a note of that and I'll do it after because I have a couple of today.
Yeah.
That's a pretty blog, wasn't it? The mods do it behind it. TITT. But that's the beauty about just on TV, you can do it. TITY S1.
Hello, all ducks. All the ducks.
He's a good guy, a good Christian guy. Zorin OS. Okay, so this would be the homepage, friends, on the system that I'm demonstrating at the minute.
Oh, God, I hate that typing.
Okay, so welcome to the room, Ultradox. Welcome to the room, mate. And viewers, obviously, welcome if you're watching this. Okay. Now, as I said before, if you've tried Linux out before and you have run a problem against your sound card, it does not mean that it won't work in this particular Linux. Now, Linux, in my opinion, makes your brain work. Windows, obviously sometimes Windows do it, but sometimes it's easier to do things with Windows than it does with Linux. And what I mean by that is, sometimes you have to do a bit of research to find out why your sound card won't pick up. And instead of taking it off your system and giving up, do what I do, because I have used OpenSea, okay? And OpenSea Linux is not for a basic user, especially if you're trying to put in the codecs files, okay? Because some of them you have to do it with the terminal. So obviously you have to do research to find out what the terminal commands are. And basically some of the guys have them there. You open up your terminal, type in SU or Studio SU, type in your password, copy and paste it in sometimes. It's easy and it updates it for you. There's also Pac-Man, okay, and things like that, which allow you to, it's not a Pac-Man game, but it allows you to use certain codecs on the system. But this particular one comes with Flash, so you can watch videos with it. Now, update your system on it is important. To get it, friends, those who don't know, there is a free version here. And it's Zorin, okay, os.com. Now, they will recommend you use Firefox if you're downloading the ISO, okay. They do tell you that. And there is some documentation here. Example, the download files below are packaged in an ISO file format, okay. Anybody that doesn't know how to burn an ISO, you can use the program that they supply. If you're a Windows user, you can use Freeburn if you don't have one, or you can use an ISO burner, which is free on the internet. Obviously, if you're 32-bit, you want the 32, which is 1.1 gigabytes. The 64 is 1.1 gigabytes too, which I actually thought it was more, but it's not. You do have the light version and the educational version, the business version, and etc. Now, this website doesn't belong to me, it belongs to Zorin, the people that designed it. Now, help is at your fingertips. Obviously, if I'm not on the channel, or mods aren't on the channel, on Blog TV, or Justin, or Ustream, or Stickcam, you can't find us, you need help. Help's at your fingertips at their website. They do have an IRC chat, okay? Click on the IRC chat, create yourselves a nickname, and you will connect to the IRC chat. Quite simple. Write in, why do I have to, every time I press the space bar, can someone help me? Is there a way around it? I have to scroll up, scroll down. The guys will have the answer there. Okay, there's always somebody there. Just tell them you're a new user. That's what I like about the Linux distro community. They do help you and they are good. Also on the hub you have got a fact, okay? How to install it, the information is there. How to upgrade it, how much does it cost? The free version obviously costs nothing. My wireless network isn't working, how you get it to work. You click a button, you've got all the information there. My printer's not working. What are the minimum system requirements that I need to install it? Okay, this is what we want to know. Okay, now for the Chrome based version, okay, that I'm testing at the minute, non-light, you need 700 megahertz processor, 3 gigs of hard drive space, and at least 376 megabytes of system memory. Now, most of us are probably using 2 gigs because we're using Windows 7 or more, so we don't need to worry about that. If you've got an old computer with XP on it, you're probably running about 500 megabytes or whatever, or 512 at the minimum. Well, this will run on an old computer. The graphics resolution is 640 by 480. Okay, which is a very small graphics resolution. Graphics cards capable of 640 by 480. You will have no problem. Even an onboard graphics card will do that. And this is for the LXD based version, okay? Desktop version, which would be 266 megahertz processor. An iPad 2 would have that, so it will run anyway, okay? So even if your computer's 10-year-old, I can guarantee it'll run because I've had a computer 10 years ago. And I know that this information here and what was on it will do. So how do you install it? It'll tell you there. And how you change it? It'll tell you. So take a bit of time and read the installation. Have a wee look at the website before you start to download it. If you want to try it out, I will do my best to help you. Okay? You've also got formulas here, friends, which come in handy. And this is what I love about the Linux distro community, because as a Windows 7 user, okay, Microsoft do have formulas, and sometimes we're a bit lazy, we don't want the hassle of going to them to learn, or we don't know how to use the search engine to find out. And if we do know how to use it, some of us don't know what it means, which is understandable because that's what computer learning is all about. In the formula, if you want to register, you can register. Okay, you've got installation, you've got help and support, how-tos and tutorials. This is the one that I would recommend. Okay, and I'll tell you whenever I post it. And these are different problems that people have had. Bitdefender antivirus for Linux is free. Okay, so there's something. How do I get Netgear router to work? How do you get the full root privileges through the thermal, which is something similar to a Windows DOS system. But obviously you want to learn how to feel comfortable with the system and how to basically secure yourself the best you can. Then you can start learning the thermal at a later date. How do you get the root system to work? How to repair your grub boot menu, which would be your master boot record on a Windows system. Whenever you boot Linux, you do have run in recovery mode. And in this particular model here, you will have 5 options. One will be check your file system. So it will check your file system and repair if there's any corrupted files. You also can do this on the thermal later on, quite even quicker, by typing in a few commands. But for the basic user, it'll also check your free space and check to see if you have any broken packages. I will show you that in a minute. How to burn an ISO file. You want to learn all this before you start. How to remove computer home trash icons safely. So these are some of the problems. Okay, how to partition your hard drive and install it. How to keep your system up to date. How to fix broken packages, and etc. and etc. Okay, and you have quite a number of different topics here. So this is quite handy. Also, if you register and it's not on it, you can make a post and say, can someone help me? I've got a problem here. Go back to it the next day, you'll probably find the answer. Now, why can't people on computers do the same? There's quite a number of tag rooms that do computer tag, but there's very few that do what we are doing, because they would probably find it boring, and they probably find a lot of people don't want to watch it. But I have found out over this last 3 or 4 years, there is still people that like and do have a problem. They like to get the help. Unfortunately, some of them come in, get the help and piss off, excuse my French, and they don't come back. But we don't hold it against them. But it would be nice, friends, if you are listening, and we are, or I am, sitting in Gail's room listening to country music. Of course I don't want to be ignorant. Of course I don't want to refuse to help someone. But please come and support the computer room and we will help you there. I like to go to rooms to listen to different things and relax and chill out. So if you do have a problem, pop in the computer room. You know by now that we're on, and ask us for help. We'll be quite happy to help you as soon as we finish doing whatever we're doing. But please don't take the help and then clear off, because it's a very ill insult. At least once a month, pop in. I do this personally because I like helping people, and I'm sure Jess and quite a lot of others do the same. But we don't like time wasters. Example.
They do say thank you.
Yeah, we like to say thank you, or come back and say, piece of Caramon, that didn't work, or that did.
Yeah.
At least it's nice when someone comes back and says, thanks mate, that worked. Now Dux has done it, he's come back and said, thanks, PC, that worked, or whatever. It is nice, it means that gives you that wee buzz, you're helping someone out.
And if it doesn't work, then it gives us information too.
Now, we are not making anything out of this, believe it or not. We are not getting paid to do this. We're doing it because we want to help you. I do it as a hobby. There is times you do feel like you're wasting your time. And there is times I have felt about pulling the plug and saying, fuck them, let them fix it or pay for it themselves. But I have decided to hold on and bite my tongue and carry on. Okay, so I will not in the near future be helping anyone when I'm not broadcasting, because I believe they can come to the room and ask for help. That I definitely will not be doing in the near future, except a few chosen friends that have stood by me and supported us. So if you have supported us, don't worry about it, I will help you. But anybody else that doesn't, come to the room and you will get help. I'm not going to run and chase after someone. How to petition your hard drive on you stall Ubuntu. Okay, so I'll not bore you with all the details, but the help is on the website, friends, and to say this is where you would get it. You don't need a license for it, and you are using it legal. Okay, if you install it on your computer, it belongs to you. If you're using Windows, you need a license from Microsoft. And I think a lot of guys designed this because quite a number of us just don't have the money to buy programs that are £200 or £300, because they've given us programs that will do something similar for nothing. There is a blog page too, and there is a contact page. Some of the Linux distros do have a few bits and pieces, like a cups, t-shirts and stuff like that. Obviously, if you're using it for a couple of years and you want to say, guys, thanks a million, that's a brilliant, you're doing a good job there. Like Blog TV, you buy a mug or you buy a cap or something, and it gives them a wee bit of support. Personally speaking, I buy the Pro account, and that gives Blog TV support. The Pro account, you're meant to get featured every now and again. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen to us. If we get featured, we're lucky. Or either someone has sent them an email or something. And by getting featured, then it lets more people see what you're doing. But it doesn't happen to us. Obviously, I get block ads and block this and do without the Pro account, but I do it to try and support them. In the return, and in the hope that Blog TV supports me. Zorin OS 6 Lite to be released, which would be the next version up from this. As I say, they're always trying to do something better. Let's see what's going to happen with the version 6. I'm just curious to see what's different in it. The Zorin OS team are proud to finally release Zorin OS 6 Lite, the latest evolution of Zorin Lite series of operating systems. New features refined include a more light version of Software Center, which means it'll be quicker. And believe it or not, friends, when this is installed, your Software Center will open. going to make it easier to install the application. And to be honest with you, I can't see them. You know, it is easy to install, to be honest with you. They're also going to change the look changer. Okay, they're also going to make it different. And you can also download the 6 Lite from here.
Is it out yet?
What they're saying here is probably, yep, you can download it here. No, this is the 5.2. Okay. So obviously there'll be an update come out on the free version in the package. When you're going to the update manager, there is probably a time you will say, do you want to upgrade now? And you click a button, you can upgrade. Personally speaking, I like to wait at least 6 months, especially if this version's working for me and they're still supporting it. I like to wait to near the last minute before I jump over, because it's like Windows 8 coming out soon. Everybody likes to get something new and then they realise, oh, it's too buggy, it's not doing what it's supposed to do. So why don't we let someone else test the bugs out and let them fix it? And instead of me being a guinea pig, this is the way I think I'll use this one. So you can boot from the live CD. You can browse. You noticed I was browsing without installing it. Does Skype work off the live CD without installing it? I don't know. If someone decides to test it and let me know. Well, it works. If it does, then that's brilliant, because if you run it from a live CD and you are able to go to Blog TV with it and you are able to watch the channel, well, no one can hack your system because you don't have the kernel file installed on your hard drive. You're running off a live CD. So no matter how good you are, they're not going to get into your system because it's not installed. Also, if you have a Windows virus and you boot up the live CD, well, then you can run your ClamTK and point to your whole file system and take the virus off your system. So it has a number of good alternatives. Now, I was going to show you something here, and I think I have covered it pretty good with a basic user. When you go to your control panel and open up your Syntax package manager, okay, I don't know why it's going to play tricks here or what it's going to do. Let's see. We don't want it loading up here. If you go to your control panel, as I showed you in the video, go to your package manager, okay, open up your Syntax package manager. At the top left hand corner, if you click view or edit, it'll say fix broken packages. And sometimes you have to do that when you're updating it. If you get an error when you're trying to update it, it is possible that you've downloaded a package that could be broken. And you hit apply, and that's exactly what you do. Try to click this. This is on the VM box. As I say, if this was installed on this computer live, it would obviously operate a lot better. Okay friends, so that's Zorin OS, the ZORIN. If you type into Google ZORIN, Linux, LINUX, you will see the website. So if you're fed up using Windows and you want to use this, you will not have a problem, as far as I can see. Now, when you're booting from the live CD, is it possible that a computer can refuse to boot on it? Yes. How do you get around it? Okay.
Trying to figure it out.
So, what you could try is, instead of clicking to install it directly, try letting it boot up into the live CD first. Then, when it boots up, go to this icon here and click install. You could try that method.
Yeah, it didn't work for me.
Right. Or you can
I
try.
can't even get into live.
You can go to the safe mode one, and you can try run it from that.
Oh.
Now,
Yeah.
some people don't have a problem picking up it. I personally didn't have a problem.
Safe mode. Never even tried that one.
And some of the Linux distros, when you're testing them out on live CD, if you are trying to run it in a safe mode environment direction, okay, obviously you can use the VM box friends and you can test it out in it without installing it on your computer. But you've got to install the VM VirtualBox. You can browse the internet in the VM VirtualBox. You are safe. Nothing can get infected on your system while you're using it, because it is a sandbox.
Can I install it from safe mode?
Well, if you go to safe mode is on some of the Linux distros, the root password by default is usually root, ROOT, or it could be password, something similar to the default settings on your router. Some of the Linux distros have what they call a guest account, where you type in guest into a terminal command. So you can install it what they call through the terminal end. Okay, so that's zorin. As I say, most of it's pretty straightforward, and your computer, this would be where you would find your music folders and your downloads folders and etc. Obviously your trash bin. Okay, so I'm just going to close this down and come out of the VM box, friends. That's it covered to the best of my ability, without going into too much details to confuse you if you've never used it before. Because if I start going into a terminal here and no one has ever used a system, you want to know how to install it and how to be able to use it. So that's basically what I've stuck to. When you feel comfortable with it, you can do a bit of research. There is different voice commands and different terminal commands that you can type in. There's quite a number of people using Windows today don't even use the DOS command, but you can use that at a later date. So let me close this down. Okay, let me save that to my machine so I can have that for Friday night. So if there's something you've missed, don't worry about it. I will be doing the same thing again on a Friday night at 7 PM. And I will also be able to find out why or can we stop our web browser shooting up when you hit the spacebar. I will pop into one of their chat rooms and ask one of the guys. I believe there's a hotkey for it. But the system's free to use, and it's an operating system. I'll just wait till it does this and then I'll say something in case you aren't getting the proper sound there. So I'm using the VM box. A lot of guys use the VM box, and I could install this by using the VM box on the partition on my hard drive, which won't interfere with my Windows. So I can install it by this program. By this program. It's used to do so. If I want to go to Bug TV to view rooms, I can use the VM box. Okay. And if I want to test out one of them Microsoft scammers, I could do it through the VM box and they'll not be able to touch me. So yes. Hopefully my okay, good job. So yeah, that's the VM box I was using, friends. If I was giving you a desktop video of basically it was installed on my system, obviously it would run quicker. 10 times, maybe 20 times quicker. Let me close that now.